Arizona.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm new to this committee, but I can see that we're picking up this Congress right where you all left off last year, which is ignoring the data and perpetuating false narratives about federal workers. It's obvious that this hearing is no more than a politically driven attempt to peddle a myth about the Social Security Administration just to serve the incoming Trump administration's billionaire-led assault on the very federal agencies that are designed and working to serve the American people. So let's set the record straight. Under the Biden-Harris administration, Social Security made dramatic improvements to its ability to deliver services to working Americans. And incredibly, it accomplished that despite House Republicans' hell-bent refusal to give the Social Security Administration the funding that it needs to succeed. One notable success was the Social Security Administration's launch last year of its Security Stat initiative. Governor O'Malley, could you tell us how Security Stat works and how it has improved customer service at SSA?
Congresswoman, thank you. It was one of the leading examples of the greatest use of performance management, openness, and transparency that the federal government has ever achieved. So imagine, if you will, we gathered on a regular repeating basis, not annually like a lot of governments work, but every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, in an agile approach where we set 2-week deadlines and we ran plays in between. So at the headquarters, we would gather all of the deputy commissioners, the most relevant ones, not all of them, around the table, and we would look for one blessed hour at a thorny problem, like solving the problem of the huge wait time on the 1-800 number. What are the things we can do to reduce calls on the front end? What are the things we can do for first call resolution on the back end? At the end of that hour, and all of this was based on data on the map, all of which, again, if you go to the Social Security website, at least for the next few days, you'll be able to see. I suggest you screenshot it. And then after 1 hour, we would reassemble in 10 minutes across the hall in a room that had the big letters on it, follow-up room. Then on the next hour, we were back at it again, and we would look at the problem of overpayments and underpayments. What are the things we can do right now to reduce those? That drove a faster cadence of action, more sub-regulatory changes than we had ever done before, and that's what allowed us to be able to get on top of some really thorny problems caused by the lack of staffing. For example, the numbers of people that are waiting for their disability determinations. You can see it doesn't happen overnight. That backlog and that in disability cases had been growing for 7 long years. But by going at it every 2 weeks with openness, transparency, and asking ourselves the question, does it work or does it not? And coming back to the drawing board in 2 weeks, you can see we were able to start closing when it reached its peak. For the last 27 weeks I was there, we were able to reduce or close more cases on the back end than we opened. So it's about creating a compelling scoreboard. It's about measuring performance, and it's about getting the best out of your people collaboratively, and that's what we did.
And Governor O'Malley, the SSA has also dramatically reduced those wait times. I understand it's 50%. Is that correct?
Yes, it was at 42.5 minutes speed answer at the beginning of last calendar year. Okay. Through a number of steps every 2 weeks, and then a big cutover, which happened. It was probably the largest telecom IT cutover in federal history, given the volume that we handle of 8 million calls a month. In September, we cut over from an underperforming clunky system and managed to achieve cost savings, and also had a better system that got that speed answer down to 12.8 minutes.
Wow.
12.6, excuse me. And for the first time, we're able to offer people callback assist, just like they get from, their bank or any other, customer-facing entity that they deal with in the private sector.
Governor O'Malley, that is a remarkable improvement. How did SSA accomplish this? Did you hire thousands of more workers to get this done?
No, it was with fewer workers. We did bring on some expert telecom people in order to manage that cutover, but they were on a contractual basis for a short period of time. We have been shedding staff. When What a lot of people in Congress don't understand is that to level fund this agency means that the agency, since its fixed costs go up by $600 million, it has to shed $600 million worth of staff. So that's why we've been reduced to a 50-year low. You know, it used to be, we were talking about efficiency earlier, until the staff reductions of the last 10 years, Social Security operated on 1.2% overhead for benefits paid. And we operated at a high level of customer service. At that 1.2%, if you compare that to Allstate operates at 19% overhead for benefits paid. Liberty Mutual, Liberty Biberty, operates at 23% overhead. So when we operated at 1.2%, it was a high level of customer service. And you all could restore that 1.2% if you chose to. You could take it all out of the trust fund. It wouldn't advance the depletion date by more than 30 days, and you wouldn't add a dime to the national debt because people already paid for the customer service that these congressional staff reductions are now denying them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlelady.